everybody. Today I have a layout of my grandson at his very first movie. I'm thinking about using those two pictures, one of him and one of an image from Finding Dory, which is the movie that he saw. Right now I'm playing with some chipboard pieces from Bella Boulevard, and part of the reason this layout started is because I had a sheet of that chipboard and I decided I really wanted to kill it. So I am going to kill it. Actually, there were two sheets and I almost killed the second one, but I decided to go with star images only. So I have two small pieces on the other one. Anyway, that aqua stripe paper there is from the Bella Boulevard Color Chaos selection, and it's called the Ice Strands. And I'm using that as a mat for the two photos, or at least what I'm thinking about the two photos are. But I want some more color there, and I'm thinking about using one of those bags, and those bags are from the Paper Studio, which is Hobby Lobby. So I'm toying a little bit with how I want to arrange those two photos and still get that envelope in there. The background transparency there is a die cut sheet from the Bella Boulevard Color Chaos Invisibles. They're called, and it's a very thick transparency, almost like the old KI Memories placemats from years ago. And that name of that one is Amore. I recently bought the Bella Boulevard warehouse box, and a bunch of these came in there, I'm so excited about that. Now I'm playing around a little bit here with some orange dot paper, and I'm thinking about maybe possibly putting that behind the Dory photo, and I decided it's just not going to work, and I really don't need that photo, and it's calling too much attention away from the photo of my grandson. And once I decided that, this all became pretty easy. So once I got rid of that, I grabbed that polka dot envelope, the green polka dot envelope there, and that is from Recollections, the Instant Memories collection, and they're called mini envelopes. So once I did that, really this whole layout came together very, very fast. Now sometimes I use those envelopes on my pages for journaling, for some hidden journaling, and sometimes I just leave them as they are, just for a decoration, really. A lot of times I do put the journaling in there, and that's what I'm going to do with this page. Now that orange dot paper that I grabbed, just for a little bit more color, and it kind of brings out the red-orange tones of the photo, plus I know that I've got that gold star, so I wanted, or orangey star really, I wanted to get some more color in this piece of paper. So that orange paper there is again from Bella Boulevard. It's from the Sunshine and Happiness collection, and the name of that paper is Popsicle Kisses. That one also came in the box, I believe. I do have a video of that warehouse box if you go to my haul videos. So now I'm playing with these stars. The gold star, the red star, and that blue star that I'm working with right now came from the Bella Boulevard Chow Chip Sophisticates collection. It's the Stars and Hearts. And that's a pretty old sheet of chipboard, so that's why I was really looking forward to killing it. The two smaller pieces there, the Today star, circle star, and the black and white star there, also are Bella Boulevard Chow Chip, but that is from the Hearts and Stars sheet, which is a little bit newer. And my trimmer is not cutting even at all. I really need to, I have a really nice American Crafts trimmer that I won at one point, with even different kinds of blades in it, and they're cartridges, and I really like it, but it's just not cutting straight. So I need to figure that out. And maybe it's, I don't know, you don't really have blades to change in it, but it might be time for me to change something in it. Anyway, so I decided I really wanted to do my alpha in yellow here, just because I wanted to bring that color out a little bit, because that's also predominant in it. And I have some extra stars that I'm thinking about using, so that yellow alpha will really help that. So I grabbed my wax paper here, and you're going to see me, I'm aligning it really just with the bottom of my white cardstock sheet there. And I don't have an O, so I'm going to take a Q and I will change that. And I don't have a 3, so I will, or an E, sorry, so I'll grab a 3 and make that my E, which then I really get a long use or a lot of use out of these alphas. So that is all pretty much done. Now I just kind of am playing around a little bit with the positioning there of where the envelope's going to go so that I get my title in. I have enough room for my title. I do have a sheet of Basil white cardstock behind that transparency, and really the reason I have that there is so that I can see it and you can see it and what's going on in proportion, but also when I put that in my page protector, I don't want the other sheet behind it to show. So scrapbook pages used to come with those white inserts, and that's what I would often use in this particular kind of case, but I don't have very many of those left any longer. I should just buy some white, plain white cardstock. But right now, all I have is the textured stuff, and I do like it. So sometimes I'll glue those transparencies down to that white cardstock, and sometimes I won't. In this particular case, most of the times I don't. In this particular case, I just wasn't thinking and I glued it down, which is fine. I need white, something white behind it anyway. Otherwise, it'll just take, you know, the focus off of that sheet. So this layout for me was really kind of amazingly fast. It's pretty simple. It takes a while for me to get the chipboard clusters kind of arranged and some of the extra stars that I'm going to put behind this, but overall it was actually pretty simple, and it only took me 29 minutes, and that included all the time of choosing what supplies I was going to use in general. Like, I knew I wanted to use the transparency for this because I knew I had the star transparency that would kind of go with all that star chipboard, and thought that would be fun since it was his very first movie. And there I am gluing that sheet down. So that's pretty quick for me. Most of my process videos are now between about 35 and 50 minutes. That's about where they normally land, and that includes the choosing of the papers. I don't usually run you through the choosing of all the papers. I usually grab a background and maybe a couple of other ones. Otherwise, that makes for a long video as I'm going through them. Now, if you want to see that process, you know, let me know, and I can include that in some of mine. Some of the times it's of course like pulling teeth just because it doesn't seem to work. Now, that red star had a button on it, which was a little bit too childish and country or homespun or something, and so I didn't want that button included on here, so that's why I put that black and white star over the top of it. And then I grabbed these colored stars, the green and the yellow. They're from Chickanitty Crafts, the Jolly Good collection, and they're the enamel stars. And that collection is a 2014 Christmas collection, so they'd probably be pretty hard to find. But I liked the texture of the enamel stars on this page. And right now I'm scattering some green and yellow stars around the page, but it's kind of bothering me. I'm not liking the mix of the green and yellow, and in that particular cluster at the top, I'm not really liking the almost diagonal line that's going on there. So I'm going to play with this just a little bit, and I will eventually get what I want to do. And that today's star again is from Bella Boulevard. I do oftentimes put some glue behind the Bella Boulevard chipboard because I have had not great experiences in the past with it not sticking properly. And again, I just put a green star down there, but I'm not settled on that, and I will change that. That yellow star that I just put on is going to change though. So I pulled up the green and yellow mix of colors there and decide I want 2 green stars there. And then I think, oh, I can just put the yellow star up here. Now that's interesting now that I think about it, because I only have 5 stars on that, but it's okay. I actually don't have any more yellow stars, so it will have to be. I have the 3 clusters though, and I like that it's represented in each of the 3 clusters. Now I need to do my journaling, so I am going to have a basket with 3x4 cards right next to me, and I grabbed a 3x4 card from a Mambi pack, me and my big ideas, that I got at Michael's ages ago. And I cut that down just a little bit because it was a little bit too wide for the envelope itself. And so I'm just going to do my quick journaling on that. It's gridded on one side and then a polka dot on the other side. And you'll see when I flip that around that that's what's going on there. So it's kind of nice because you have either a polka dot or a grid depending on what you want to use. And I just saw those cards, I think at Hobby Lobby, if I remember correctly, in a pack. So look for those. They're really nice. Some of them in the original pack that I had did have like a little banner or something on them, but most of them were plain. So really nice journaling things. And I do this kind of thing all the time where I'll take washi tape and put it on it to make it into something a little bit different. So in here I'm just writing a little note to him and talking about how Finding Nemo was one of his absolute favorite movies, and about how much he and his parents were excited to see Finding Dory when it was told that that movie was going to release, and then how much he actually enjoyed the movie, including the bucket of popcorn that he ate almost all by himself, from what I understand. I did not go to this, but I am looking very much forward to taking him to movies. I used to love to do that when my nephews were little, and it will be fun to take him to movies as well as he gets older. I'm getting close to the end of my journaling, so there are stills and detail shots, and in the second detail shot you'll see the pack or the sheet of chipboard that I used up, and again as I said, I am really excited about that. So hope you are all well, take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.